Obviously this is what you play for. This is what you prepare for. What you play tough preseason for. Talk a little bit about as you get ready to start this conference season, about where this team is at and what you're seeing.
We're definitely ready to start the conference season. I think from the standpoint of it kind of being the third season, we had a great preseason conditioning and skill work, and then practices into our non-conference schedule. We've formed our team, and our players understand roles, understand what it's going to take for our team to be successful. Just very happy with our progress that we made through the non-conference schedule. So we're ready. We're excited. We've had some ups and downs with some injuries and stuff, but I think this team has been resilient and really handled adversity at different times when people were sick or hurt, and just came out and played hard for 40 minutes every game.
You kind of touched on, people learning their roles and kind of learning, and I think you've really been able to see that over probably the last 5 or 6 games. I think early on people were kind of still a little unsure what they were doing. Maybe there was, individual play here and there that stood out, but it's really felt like there's been a good kind of chemistry mix over the last 5 or 6 games. Be it the inside outside, or getting the three, getting down low, and it just really feels like from that standpoint, not so much wins and losses you can't always but you look at that from the actual play standpoint, right. It really feels like you're making
our post play is solid. The 4 post players have developed themselves and grown into 4 great low block, high post type players in our system. Our Achilles heel has been our inexperience from our guards, but over the last 13 games, those guards have gained the experience they need. We've had everything thrown at us from every press, every half court zone, man, different ways to play a man, and they have the experience now to handle whatever's thrown at them during the conference season. So I do feel like our young players understand their role and what their strengths are and what their job is to do, they're going to do during whatever we're in, whether it's the zone defense, a press, man sets, zone sets. I really feel like they've grasped the concepts that we have taught them in the last 3 months.
One thing that's really, I think, become apparent, through the non-conference schedule is that and I know you and I talked about it a little bit early on, that this team has a lot of versatility as far as the different kinds of lineups, the different faces that you can show people. As far as size, quickness, speed, and it really feels like you've been able to kind of get out and learn some matchups and maybe get some combinations of plays out there that has shown great potential for success. How do you feel about that going into conference?
Definitely the combinations that we've been able to experiment with and throw in together. There's with Caitlin and Amanda at the 4, there's a lot of different things we can do. And you want a solid low block player, we have Carly. Mikkel's the one that's really blossomed and just, become such an all-around 5 for us that she's hard to guard. We're able to use her in pressing situations and zone situations. So, with our post, we have a lot of options that as the experienced part of our team. Along that line, you've got JJ at the point, who as a point guard, who's been a scoring point guard for us. Abby's kind of switched and helped us at some point, but she's scoring the ball. Megan's obviously shooting it well. Mariah gives us, such solid tenacity on the defensive end. She's a scrapper, she's a scorer, she's a rebounder, and same thing with Jordan. So, pretty solid 2 at each position, which is nice. And each gives a little different look and a little different strength, but they all bring together, a great unit as our team.
You kind of touched on too the 2 things you just did. Obviously, JJ, got put in a little bit of a high pressure situation with the injury to Caleb, but it really felt like she hasn't missed a beat. She's been able to step up in there, and to see that step up, and then kind of see Abby step up into that into that role. Do you feel like that's something from that specific position that's just going to make you that much deeper?
Oh, absolutely. We've talked about the last 2 games. Justine being forced to run the team, take the team on her shoulders, and she stepped up and done done it as a freshman. It's just given her that much more experience that when Kayla comes back from her injury, now we have 2 point guards that absolutely are ready to go, and they're not going to miss a beat with either one of them in. And I would foresee them splitting time. JJ has the skills. It just was a matter of giving her some experience, and she got a lot of experience fast.
And one of the players that has really, and specifically over the last 5 or 6 games, really jumped out at me is Mariah. That's kind of the roll up your sleeves, dirty work.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
not splashy, flashy, but she's just not, fighting for rebounds, fighting for loose balls, and it seems like that's the kind of player that becomes just so invaluable to what you're trying to do.
Mariah filled a need that we need. She absolutely fulfills that need of a scrappy blue collar. She gets on the ground. She's after rebounds. She'll knock you down to go get a rebound or a loose ball. But she's also able to score, which is really nice. Her 3-point shot has improved. You need to get her to the free throw line. She kind of gives you that's a prototype 3 player that we all like. That's just a banger, hard nosed, can score, can rebound, and has good speed and quickness up and down the court.
Kind of one thing, touching on the start of the conference season, you're kind of in a unique position in opening with the first 5 games at home. Obviously it's only advantage if you go out and take advantage of it, but what do you feel like? Do you feel like this is an opportunity for the players to come out, maybe get off to a great conference start here at home?
Well, we've definitely played well at home. The close loss to Nevada Reno, the win against Boise State, the close loss to Oregon State were our last 3 home games. And yeah, I do feel like we have played well at home. We kind of the inexperienced young kids on the road, we gained some experience, and this will be nice to start. Obviously all we're thinking about right now is this one game. NAU on Saturday is the only game we're focused on, and it is a home game. And we're excited to be here. I'd much rather start at home than on the road. But you still got to play the game, and it's 40 minutes, and I really feel confident and comfortable with this team that they're going to come out and play for 40 minutes. They're going to battle, they're going to compete, and they're going to play hard, and they're going to play together.
Just kind of one last thing, touching on Maine, and kind of look at the results from the other teams in the Big Sky and stuff. As we get going, it looks like there's a very another very competitive slate. I think maybe Idaho State has had a little bit more success than than some other teams, but it just looks like it's going to be a 16 game kind of a war.
It's going to be. I don't think much is going to be decided until the end of the season. I think people have you got to win your home games and hope you can get some splits on the road. But I definitely think probably the hot team right now is probably Idaho State. They've played solid throughout their preseason, won some road games, won home games, beat some good teams. But everybody else, there's other teams that are kind of in a similar situation that we're in, that they have some young players that have gained that experience in the preseason. So it'll be a dogfight through the whole conference. And I don't think there's necessarily any front runners or anybody that's out of it. It's going to be wide open for anybody that wants to go out and grab it.